Hey guys, today we're going to be reacting to a video. Also, welcome back to another video. Anyway, let's get into it. It's this video called When YouTubers Get Caught Faking Serious Illnesses.
From wheelchair-bound Zillion OP having a miracle.
How cute. Oh my god.
To Boogie 2988 being cornered live stream.
Hey, but he didn't tell you it was cancer. You asked him about it, and he didn't tell you it was cancer.
Here are 9 times YouTubers got caught faking serious illnesses, starting with Zillion OP, who began his career as a Twitch streamer after being involved in an accident in 2011, which limited his mobility and led him to use a wheelchair. Because of his condition, people would feel sympathetic enough to donate, and according to some sources, he raised over $20,000 streaming. In April 2013, however, another accident would alter the course of Zillion's streaming career.
Maybe like at the end of the expansion when it's easily outgeared. Oh my god.
Did Zill just stand up? To which he denied by saying he fell. Fans, however, weren't buying it, leading Twitch to immediately take action and ban his account. We have zero tolerance for this type of behavior, and the character demonstrated in this situation is truly reprehensible. His actions are a huge slap in the face to Twitch community members with real disabilities. However, 7 years later, Zillion would return to Twitch as It's Bluish, hoping people wouldn't notice. But after people connected the dots, he was met with backlash. Realizing that he would never be able to escape the hate, Zillion agreed to an interview with YouTuber Wavy Websurf, where he came clean.
My whole stream knew that I was going through physical therapy. No one knew the extent of my recovery.
Despite actually being in a wheelchair for a short time, Zillion admitted to misleading his audience by not telling them that he was getting better.
Are you willing to admit that perhaps not updating people was a mistake there?
It was my biggest mistake, not updating people.
However, Zillion wouldn't get a second chance, as his new account was also banned from Twitch, marking the end of his streaming career for good.
In Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey. Perhaps you'll pick the ox, a merchant's best friend. It can carry anything.
Unlike Boogie, who continues to post on YouTube despite being outed as a liar.
If this is true, and you lied about cancer, this is the biggest scandal on the internet.
The cancer diagnosis came in November of 2022 when Boogie uploaded a video confirming his condition.
I likely could potentially have a form of cancer.
Boogie would then use his diagnosis to shield himself from any criticism he would get on Twitter. That was until he made the mistake of crossing paths with YouTube's crypto detective, CoffeeZilla.
Today I confronted Boogie 2988 on a crypto pump and dump he did, where he got paid $10,000 to promote a coin.
With Boogie once again hiding behind his illness to avoid accountability.
If I'm being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine with you and the rest of the internet, I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer.
This, however, led multiple people to investigate Boogie's supposed diagnosis, including Destiny, who directly confronted him on the LolCow podcast.
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation. No, wait, why would you have to insist on a biopsy if you can confirm with with blood markers? It's because you can't.
I'm hoping that I are wrong. Because I'm hoping
they're wrong. If you're hoping they're wrong, then why 2 years ago were you talking about fighting cancer?
With Destiny going as far as saying he'd help cover Boogie's medical expenses if he could show him any proof.
Boogie can confirm that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer. I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment.
However, Boogie's reluctance to show any proof was the only answer anyone needed. And when there was nothing else left to hide behind, Boogie finally revealed the truth.
But he didn't tell you it was cancer. You asked him about it, and he didn't tell you it was cancer. No, come on.
It was my...
After being embarrassed for the entire internet to see, Boogie desperately tried to get sympathy on Twitter. When I was in a vulnerable state, I shared that long before I should have. It was a stupid, stupid thing to do. I should have never jumped the gun like that. But fans were wise not to believe anything he did. And he received a fitting punishment.
And we have 24,000 concurrent viewers. Boogie gets liar tattooed to his face.
Despite being humiliated, Boogie hasn't learned a single thing, as is evident from the comments on his videos in 2025. You do or say something ishy for attention, get called out for it, lie about it, and double down. No one believes you, so you humiliate yourself for pity, then finally admit to being wrong when there's no way out. If you haven't learned by now, you never will. And while Boogie remains shamelessly active on YouTube, Emerald's, aka Ticks and Roses, online presence would be cut short not long after she shared her condition on TikTok. These kinds of clips were celebrated for how openly Ticks and Roses showed what it was like to live with Tourette's.
I'm gonna see if I can catch this tick because it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
But some of her viewers were skeptical. Following this rising suspicion, Tourette's creators like Daps dug deeper.
If this were happening to me and like I were having such severe tics while trying to package something, I would not be happy like she is. I would be the fuck off.
This drove fans to investigate further, leading to the creation of r/Ticks and Roses, where they found videos of Emerald talking tick-free.
Plus, knowing that my art is going towards fueling in others as they transform it with knitting and crocheting is just so fulfilling to me. We are so excited to be on this journey with all of you.
She's an artist, all right, a performance artist. In response, Emerald posted her official diagnosis to defend herself.
Make sure you guys can see that. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me.
Tell me you don't know what medical records look like without telling me you don't know what medical records look like. Emerald already felt cornered, but when a family member posted on Reddit, there was nowhere left to run. I don't believe Emerald has Tourette's syndrome, and they never showed any symptoms as a child. I don't agree with what they've done. It's incredibly disrespectful to fake a mental illness. Despite being caught red-handed, Emerald refused to admit anything, instead doubling down and running to her other account to spin a new excuse about why she had to delete her account.
Just don't record on days that I have my tics because I was literally bullied off the internet.
However, the mounting backlash only pushed Emerald to eventually delete her other TikTok account as well. But while Emerald's actions ultimately led to public fallout, Dissociated, aka Chloe, would face far more serious consequences.
When I began this video, I was co-conscious with an alter called Amira. You can hear her accent coming through. And we are sort of yo-yoing back and forth right now.
After being diagnosed with DID in 2015, Chloe started her YouTube channel to spread more awareness about the disorder.
So we are twice professionally diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, and that means that within this one body there are a lot of different people.
And raising awareness wasn't the only thing Chloe did. With over 1 million subscribers, she was one of the leading voices on the disorder on YouTube. You guys helped us realize that there is a reason and name for being how we are, and we don't have to be ashamed of being different or broken. Nevertheless, there were a few who weren't too sure if Chloe was genuine, with a major clue being that her DES, a tool that was used to evaluate how often someone experiences dissociative symptoms, was too high.
My score was well over 30, it was 86.87.
To get a score of 86.07, for example, you would need to rate every single symptom as happening at least 80% of the time. That's simply not possible. Worse, as people dug deeper, they found out that the stories Chloe had used for her alternative personalities were stolen. The plagiarism accusations grew even louder after viewers discovered some of her alters were copied word for word from a book.
Some alters that appear to be based on the book are Jade, completely straight spitting image from the book. Then we have Sally, under Sally Gamma Programming, in which they are supposed to be this like lighthearted and maternal figure.
Which was the same as another one of Chloe's alters.
My role? I'm technically a protector, but I'm more of an inner caretaker. I work mostly on the inside.
Other than being exposed as a faker, Chloe has been involved in a legal battle with Sergio Costa since 2021 over copyright infringement, which could mark her end on YouTube. Despite this, however, some fans still continue to support Chloe, which can't be said about Sketchek, who shocked fans with an upload talking about his health.
I don't want to reveal too much information about my illness, but the doctors are saying that I probably don't have a lot of time left.
After this devastating announcement, the Team Fortress community shared heartfelt messages, but the support wouldn't help Sketchek get any better.
I'm very ill, my health is gradually deteriorating, and the clock is ticking, so to speak. I simply cannot afford to spend any more time than I already have maintaining the channel.
Worse, Sketchic disappeared from the internet, confirming his fans' worst fears. He released a PSA saying he had an almost certainly terminal illness and that even if he survived, he would not resume making videos. That is to say, he almost certainly passed away. And he was immortalized in Team Fortress 2 as developers added an attribute in the game known as Sketchic's Bequest. He could have been one of the platform's most beloved creators until a 2019 video titled Sketchic Confirmed showed him playing Team Fortress. As the Team Fortress community wondered if it was a hoax, Sketchic laid those claims to rest with a single tweet. Kept you waiting, huh? Following it up with an elaborate excuse.
You might say that I was mentally ill because I thought it would be fun to convince a lot of people that care about me that I would die. But I've been feeling really bad about it lately. I can no longer bear the weight of my sins, which is why I've decided to come out with the truth and apologize for lying.
His fans, however, felt betrayed. Sketchic got back to posting on his channel until uploading his final video in 2021, marking the end of an era. And fans quickly discovered that Sketchic had become a VTuber, which, according to some, is a fate worse than death. Just like Neon, who suffered the fate of becoming the internet's punching bag after he uploaded a video in December 2019 talking about how he had a brain tumor.
You know, what's happening with me is not something that should be joking around about. You guys should not be playing around about this, bro.
And the next couple of videos all pointed to the fact that Neon didn't have much longer to live. However, by the end of the month, he miraculously made a recovery.
And the options when I got the surgery was either I was going to bleed out to death, I was going to survive. It was like a 50-50. So it was just a really emotional time, and I wasn't posting any videos or anything. So the surgery was 2 days ago. I've been resting, relaxing.
Which rubbed people the wrong way. I used to have 3 to 5 seizures a day, and hearing some kid fake all of that for some clout is sickening, leading Neon to get roasted.
How am I gonna whoop your ass, little virgin? I'm telling you.
Despite making a name for himself by being the most insufferable person in the room,
I will whip you. I will whip you.
Neon could never escape his reputation as the kid who faked his death.
That's definitely a regret I have.
Did anybody care?
They did.
Despite using the clout as a springboard to launch his streaming career, he's still considered a clown on the internet. Which can't be said about Blacked the Anime, who uploaded a YouTube short titled, I Have 100 Days Left to Live. And with every passing day, his fans grew more sympathetic. I feel so bad. I hope everything ends up working out. You deserve the best. But when the creator's days to live went down, fans couldn't help but flood him with emotional goodbyes. Until some people noticed something that didn't add up.
He has 20 days left to live, and he's showing the same clip of him in the hospital. Or look at this one. He has 44 days left. He's still using the same clip of him in the hospital.
The creator, however, didn't respond to the allegations and instead vanished for weeks before uploading his final video, which only uncovered a pattern. He does this every year to find a way to hop off the internet because he made a racist anime. 2 months later, he returned with a poor attempt at a disguise, but the backlash was brutal. Worse, the fake death didn't help in people liking his anime either, as it has a 1.8 rating on IMDb, with reviews calling it a horrendous experience and borderline unwatchable. But while this creator actually faked his death, Amy Slayton started a GoFundMe for her sister's funeral even before she had even died. In April 2015, Amy uploaded a video talking about her sister Tammy's ongoing battle with pneumonia while asking her fans for help.
I set up a trust fund, a GoFundMe account. If y'all could donate a penny, nickel, dime.
Explaining she needed that much money for an important reason.
Coffin is gonna cost them more because they have to triple the size of the coffin.
Soon after, Amy raised $818 in donations, thanking everyone for their support. But not long after, Amy went back to uploading videos with Tammy like nothing had happened. And when fans asked where the money had gone, Amy had a convenient excuse.
The money that y'all donated for Tammy when she was in the hospital, I gave it to my mother, who paid bills with Tammy's feelers.
With the backlash mounting, Amy resorted to turning off the comments on her videos to avoid any accountability. But while some creators who scam their fans end up fading into obscurity, Amy and Tammy were able to profit from their lives and got a show made about them. However, despite the fame, the two sisters still can't get rid of old habits, as Tammy started a GoFundMe for their cousin in 2025, which didn't get the response they were hoping for. But while these sisters can't seem to learn their lesson, Madison Russo will never forget hers.
And on February 10th of 2022, quite possibly the worst day of my life occurred. I got the call from my oncologist and they found a mass on my pancreas.
After revealing that she was diagnosed with one of the most dangerous types of cancer, Madison started a GoFundMe, which raised over $37,000. And as she battled her condition, Maddie became a shining light in survivor communities, even getting the opportunity to speak on behalf of the National Pancreas Foundation. However, with the constant recovery updates, people started noticing cracks in her story.
Here's our girl with her feeding tube that's not primed, looks like TPN. Let's go closer to her nose. Is that the end of the feeding tube?
With the pile-up continuing on TikTok, people kept finding more inconsistencies.
She loses her hair. And this is where, you know, people started noticing things on these pictures. Like, obviously I'm a hairstylist, but you don't have to be a hairstylist to realize that hair is cut.
Leading them to realize the extent of Maddie's evil actions. Absolutely vile behavior. It's an insult to current fighters and survivors, and a slap to the face for those who had to experience the horrors and ramifications of the diagnosis. After her lies went viral, the situation quickly moved beyond social media.
Police arrested 19-year-old Madison Russo Monday morning. As you see on the screen, that's her. She's suspected of stealing over $37,000 from more than 439 donors.
Nevertheless, 6 months later, Maddie justified her vile actions in court.
I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together.
As a result, Maddie was given a 10-year suspended prison sentence, 100 hours of community service, and a $1,300 fine, and she was ordered to pay back the money she received. As a pancreatic cancer patient who donated to her, this sentence is appalling. The verdict confirmed Maddie's legacy as one of the most deranged people on the internet who got caught faking a serious illness.
So that's fine. I'm trying not to get copyright claimed anyway. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, homies.